Welcome to the first module where I will be talking about mind detox. And the reason I decided to talk about the mind first is that if we go right into talking about interviews and CVs and resumes and how to make a conversation up in 2 minutes or something like that, before we go deep into that, we need to deal with matters of the mind because I strongly believe that success and failure start in the mind. I will repeat that again. Success and failure start in the mind. The mind is the most powerful tool I think that we have as human beings because with our minds we can actually conceive our possibilities. I remember saying an adage that says it starts and ends in the mind. When you see a successful person, more times than not, oftentimes than not, the person was actually successful in his mind first or in her mind first before it became a reality. Things happen twice. You create things twice. The first is when you create it in your mind, and the second one is when you create it in reality. So it is very important for us to detox our mind, detoxify and get rid of mindsets and opinions and things that actually pull us back and prevent us from achieving what we're supposed to achieve. So the first mind detox journey we're going to be going on is called the scam called school. Now, I've interacted with a lot of people, and a lot of times people think that school is absolutely a waste of time and not necessary because they go like, I went to this school, spent 4 or 5 years studying a course, and I've been out of the university or tertiary institution for 5, 6, 7 years and I don't have a job yet. So what is the point in going to school? And most of the things that a lot of employers even complain about is that graduates are not employable. They are not meeting the need of the job market. They are not equipped with the skills that they need. So the question we're trying to answer in this module is school a scam? And I will leave you to answer that, but I will talk about a couple of things. The first thing I'll talk about under this is what school teaches us. Now, if you talk to people who are into education and all of that, they will tell you that a curriculum is actually carefully planned. I studied computer science with economics, and according to plan, I was supposed to study it for a period of 5 years. I was supposed to take courses in mathematics. I was supposed to take courses in science. I was supposed to take courses in engineering. And then I was supposed to take my core computer science courses. And because it is a double honor, I was supposed to take courses in the social sciences. And the same applies to a number of us. Some of us are studying accounting. Some people are studying, medicine. And they just take these courses all round, and the purpose of that is for you to have a rounded knowledge, to go all round learning things here and there that now come together to make you an experienced and learned professional. So school, I would say, teaches us in a way how to think, teaches us how to absorb information. Another thing school teaches us is teamwork. I remember when I was an undergraduate, we had a lot of team presentations and teamwork. I think that the injustice that the educational system is doing to us is that they don't teach us why we do the things we do. So they just throw us things to do. We just take calculus, we just take different topics, system analysis and design, we take macroeconomics, we take all of these courses, but they don't tell us exactly why we are taking these things. Take, for example, if you have a team presentation, the actual idea behind the team presentation is to develop in you the ability to work in a team, which I tell you is a skill. Not everybody can work in a team, because when you work in a team, you have to learn how to get along with people that are different from you, people that have different opinions, people that might be dominating, people that are just very passive, they don't bring anything to the table and they feel very entitled. In a team, you have all sorts of people. Now, when the educational system takes you through different types of team exercises, team presentation, team projects, what they are trying to teach you is the ability to work in a team, which is really, really, really good, and which is a skill that you have to develop if you want to do well in the marketplace. Another thing that the educational system teaches us is how to be independent. I can say from my experience and the experience of a lot of my friends that we learned from university how to live life on our own. When I got into university, I literally had to take care of myself. And that was quite strange to me because I did not go to a boarding school. I'd always stayed with my parents, and I have parents that are very involved in my life. So I really never had to think about how to spend my time, all the time. I did not have to think of how to manage my money. I did not have to think of how to cook my food. But the moment I got into university, I had to learn time management. I had to learn how to manage my resources. I had to learn how to be an individual. And to be honest with you, it was initially very tough because I was like, oh my God, I have to do all of this by myself now. Do you understand? But because I did that over a period of 6 years that I spent in the university, and we can talk about that later because I went to that university in Nigeria where you think you're actually studying a 4-year course, but it ends up being 6 years. I won't say more than that. So I learned all of these capacities and competencies that I needed to have to be an individual. And little did I know that, after school I was going to get a job in a country that was not even my birth country, meaning that I've had to live all by myself, without my parents, without my siblings. I've had to lead my life, spend and manage my resources very well, spend and manage my time very well, budget my resources to things I'm supposed to budget them for, and all of those things. So school teaches us independence. Now, I know there are a number of schools where people are kind of babied. I think that if you go to that kind of school where there's a lot of supervision and all of that, you need to do yourself justice by ensuring you get some sort of independence. Maybe after school, maybe when you're on break, maybe even within that school community, you have to develop the ability to be independent because you need that as an individual. Moving to the last point on this, school provides the opportunity for us to develop interpersonal skills. And what's interpersonal skills? Your ability to relate with people. Your ability to talk to people, create conversations, get along with people, know people to stay away from, know people to move close to, those kind of stuff. So school teaches you because school brings people together. You're together in your classroom, you're together on a project, you're together in the room, in your hostels. There's a lot of togetherness, in school. So it helps you to know how to relate to your lecturers, how to relate and manage people. And you need that in life. So school teaches us all of those very useful things. So before you call school a scam, think about those things. Let me quickly run through what school doesn't teach us. The first is the soft skills needed in the workplace. School does not do a good justice to that. And I will explain what I mean. There are some skills that you need to stand out. Part of it is problem-solving skills. Part of it is intellectual curiosity. You need a positive attitude. You need resilience. You need effective communication. School does not do justice to all of those things, and these are the soft skills you actually need to excel in the workplace. If you ask a 21st century employer, they will choose someone who is ready to learn, teachability, willingness to open your mind to new information, over somebody who is just all technical and doesn't want to listen to anything. Maybe it's because of the population of students we have in school. So they are not able to, our lecturers and the system is not able to drill down to individuals to build these capacities in them. But anyway, school does not do justice to the essential soft skills that we need to perform well in the workplace. The second thing is that school doesn't teach us that life is about attempting and that failure is a teacher. And this is what I mean. When you do an examination, there's no examination that rewards you for attempting a question. What the reward is if you got it right, and they kind of punish you in quotes if you got it wrong. So if you got it right, you get a score. If you got it wrong, you get no score. In some disciplines, you get a negative score. And so what that psychologically develops in us is, I have to get it right. If I want to have a score, if I want to earn a mark, if I want to earn a badge, I need to get it right. But the truth is, in life, you don't always get it right. In fact, life is more about attempting things. Life is more about trying things out. One of the things that I would like to see in our educational systems are examinations where you give students 5 questions and you ask them to attempt it in the instructions, attempt all questions. And the people that actually score 100% will be the people that attempted it. Not the people that got it right. The people that actually started writing something, to write out what they thought, to write out, a sort of approach to it. Life is about attempting things. Life is not always about getting things. We don't get things all the time. And then another thing, which I think might be one of the contributors to the high suicide rates we have in the society today, among other reasons, could be that people do not know how to handle failure. There's a way to handle failure, that this is the way you handle when things don't go your way. School doesn't do justice to that. I also have it here that, how to meet the demands of a 21st century employer. And I think I've touched on this earlier, but just to reiterate, there are demands of a 21st century employer. And I'll give you an example. When I started my job, there was this new grad that came in after me, and it was just so good with Microsoft Excel. It was just so good. In fact, as much as our work was not Microsoft Excel, because he had that extra ability to work with numbers, come up with macros and all of that, it was actually highly valued. And I can remember when I was in university, all through my 6 years, I don't think I even ever used Microsoft Excel, or maybe I just used it twice because there was really no reason to use it. Of course, there's a part that, lies on me to develop my abilities and learn how to use things, but I've imagined that a software package that was that useful, and from what I learned from a lot of people in other organizations, they used it a lot. For something like that was highly used, I would have expected that more emphasis was placed on it while I was studying. So I don't blame my school totally for that, but to an extent, if I need that ability to use a package very well, I would expect that it was kind of integrated into my curriculum, and I became more proficient at the use of it. So I think that school doesn't teach us how to meet the exact demands of a 21st century employer. And lastly, which is what this course is centered on, school doesn't teach us employability, how to be employable. I was having a discussion with an HR professional who just finished an interview, and then I was asking her, how did that interview go? And she told me, she said, it didn't go so well. She's not a fit for the culture. And when she said that, I knew that her mind was made up. They were not going to hire the girl. And then I was thinking about it afterwards. I was like, this girl might be very good. In fact, for her to have been called to the interview stage, she must be really good. Maybe she graduated with a first class or a strong 2-1. Maybe she had valuable work experiences. Maybe she had volunteered in so many charity organizations and had developed the ability to lead and contribute as a valuable member of a team. But only because she probably did not present herself very well. You are a brand. I'll repeat that again. You are a brand. You are a brand. And there are a lot of things that talk about you. The way you dress talks about you. The way you look talks about you. People make an impression of you in the first few seconds of meeting you. So it's just possible she missed it along the line, or she cracked a silly joke or something, and that was it. They just said she's not a culture and it's over. I hope she gets another opportunity, but that was a very valuable opportunity that just slipped off her hands because she did not know how to be employable. This is somebody who probably left university, I'll repeat again, with either a first class or a 2-1. So school doesn't teach you how to be employable. So sometimes you wonder like, what are we doing? If the end of this thing is supposed to lead to me being able to have a better quality of life, then why are you not justifying the end? Why is the means not leading to the end, if you get what I mean? So I think that employability is one of the things that school doesn't teach us, and it is so sad because you have all of these graduates churned out every year in, year out, in various African universities, and they are just not able to get jobs because they have not been equipped with the skills that they need that makes them stand out. I sent an email some time ago to a number of people that registered with the employable graduates. And if you have not registered, I think that you should not only register, you should encourage other people, because we plan to send them weekly emails that show them secrets and tips to actually landing opportunities. And one of the things I told them is that, think about it. If you have 1 million other qualified applicants, what do you think will make you stand out from that group? What do you have? What have you done? Who have you become that makes you the choice? And most times when these interviews happen, there are more than one interviewer, most often than not, because they want a number of people to talk to you. Just in case somebody likes you because they bear the same surname with you, or somebody likes you because they went to the same university with you, or somebody likes you because you are from their state of origin. So they try to make you go through stages of interviews so that you interact with a number of people. So if you went through all of those interviews and 1 million other people went through that, what do you think will make you stand out? These are things to think about. So I'll meet you in my next module where I'm talking about something very interesting. It says, does my class of grade really matter? We are still on this mind detox matter, and I'll see you right in the other course. Thank you.